All right, so in today's video, we will be talking about the return to the pulpit by Matt Chandler at the Village Church. He took 3 months off because the elders made him take a leave of absence because of some direct messaging to a female in the church that were deemed inappropriate, but never sexual or romantic. So at some level, they were deemed inappropriate, and so he's back, guys, and that brings a lot of different emotions to anybody in the evangelical circle, because we look at this, and you're going to have people who say, I'm skeptical still, and then you're going to have people who are not skeptical, who haven't been skeptical this whole time. And so how do we deal with this situation? And I think the biggest thing that we need to look at and be encouraged by is, hey, listen, this is the blueprint to how any church should do things moving forward. And I say that because let's say that these messages with Chandler and this female were really nothing of a big deal. They were just inappropriate because they were consistent, and Chandler said some things about alcohol that maybe shouldn't have been said. I don't know. But let's just play that role. Well, if the elders are going to take something that seems so small and make it so extreme in the sense of the steps they take, well, this is encouraging because this kind of extreme measure prevents something catastrophic happening. And I've said this in the past, guys, so that's the one thing that we should take from this, that all churches should do moving forward. Because when something seems small, all of a sudden, it snowballs into something much larger and darker and sinister. And so, yes, we should be encouraged by how the Village Church handled this situation. But on the flip side, guys, I understand people are going to say, listen, how ironic it is that the day Chandler is brought back into the pulpit to preach is the day of his 20th year anniversary with the Village Church. That's weird. Did they have this date circled? Was this planned all along? So we have to understand the skeptical side of things, because they're still going to be like, hey, what was in those messages? Those messages will not be released to the public. And we will never know what those messages said. And it's been 3 months and we have yet to see those messages get leaked. So we're never going to know what those messages say. Yes, we are having to trust what the Village Church has said and done and what the private investigation firm has done in their process. So we do have to put some trust in what's being said, and that can be terrifying because we've seen it in the past where when we do that, all of a sudden something more darker and sinister actually was behind it all. And then you're going to have some who are very encouraged by all of this and who have been on Matt Chandler's side and the Village's side this whole time, and they're like, hey, he should have been preaching this whole time. But I'll say this. If you are on the side of, hey, he should have never left the pulpit, hey, he should continue preaching, hey, those messages weren't bad, great. But be easy on those who are skeptical, because those who are skeptical for a reason, not because we don't trust Matt Chandler or the Village Church or the elders, but we have just seen it done countless times in the evangelical world where this type of situation unfolds. I mean, let's look at the Brian Houston situation. He covered up his dad's sin, and it was an extreme sin against children. And now he's potentially facing up to 5 years in prison because of this. But it was covered up for this long. And so we never want anything covered up. We always want everything to be brought out. There's still a lot of gray with all of this. But for now, our response should be continue to pray for the Village Church, for Matt Chandler, the elders, and the body there, and be encouraged by how the Village Church elders took such extreme measures on something that seems very small, And then from there, we just have to really kind of trust this process. And if something ends up coming out about this that became more darker and sinister, well, then we can tackle that when it comes forward, and if it ever comes forward.